welcome to this week's reading, Soulmates. Another reading on Soulmates with 3 very important messages. This is card number 1, Receptive. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. 2. Number 2, Remarkable. Notice everything remarkable about your relationships. And number 3, Guilt. Don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. Okay, these are your 3 cards. Take a moment. Go with the card that calls to you. I usually have my eyes dart to the card and I can't pull away from it because I keep being drawn back. That's how I do mine. Okay, pause the video here if you need longer, and let's get on with the first reading, my darlings. Hello, card number 1s, and you chose Receptive. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. Today is an in-depth reading, my darlings. I just wanted to have some fun with the cards today and come up with some beautiful messages for you from Spirit. Okay, so being receptive. I think I've been practicing this recently. I have actually been opening myself up every day, and I say to the universe, I am open to receiving all that is for me. I am open to receiving abundance. I am open to receiving all manner of love. I am open to receiving the blessings from the divine. Being open to receiving is so important. And when we are focusing on negativity and false beliefs and closed ideals, we are limiting ourselves to the true beauty of an abundance of the universe. And this is so funny because the first card is the universe. So it's really important to be receptive for the universe's gifts. We all have our abundance and our gifts that are just waiting to be received. It isn't God that denies us, it is ourselves. God has a bounty of beautiful and wonderful things just waiting for you. But in order to receive, you have to be receptive, open to receiving. And this will come in the form of many things. But today, for the purpose of your soulmate reading, I would say that it's in your stars to meet someone. It's in your plan. But in order for you to actually open yourself up, you need to not focus on the lack of being with your soulmate. When you focus on lack, you focus on pushing away the universe's gifts because you're focusing on what you don't have, and the universe says, well, if that's what you want is what you don't have, then I'm going to focus on that with you, and here, have more of not having anything, because that's all you want to focus on is lack. The lack mentality. I don't think I'm going to meet anyone. I'm alone. I feel isolated. I feel like there is no one for me in the universe. I feel closed off because I'm closing myself off. I have lost faith in my own abilities as a manifester and a creator of a positive experience because I have had karmic relationship after karmic relationship, and I am not progressing because I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on not being receptive, and that's why the universe is echoing. So what the universe is saying now, switch that around for me, my darling. Open yourself up to me. Open yourself up to self-love. Say, I love myself. I love life. I love abundance. I love love. I always ask the universe now to send me love in all its forms every day. I am ready to receive love in all its forms. Father, Mother, God, send me love in all its forms. Let me be the bearer of love in all its forms. Let me love your children. Let me love your planet. Let me love the whole of creation that you have created and I have created alongside you. When you open to abundance, you are opening yourself up to all the good things that can come into your life because you're making room for them. So it is about discarding false beliefs and also your thought patterns, because you are not your mind. And people always get this mistake in their head because, let's face it, we look out of our eyes, we're at head level in our perception, so therefore we must be living in our heads. No, we don't live in our heads. We are the observer of the experience, which means we are the observer of our thoughts. And as the observer of your thoughts, what you pick from the sea of thoughts, because your brain is a thought generator. Your mind is a noisy space in which it throws things at you all the time. It is a doing thing. The brain likes to be engaged, and so does the ego. And so it's a push and pull. Now, as a creator being, once you step outside of your mind and say, right, well, I'm the one responsible for selecting the thoughts for which I identify, because it is about selection and identification that actually starts the manifestation process within your life. And what changes you on the inside is how you perceive and how you enact your power. And so, becoming receptive and training the brain to go for positive thoughts, positive emotions, positive outcomes, opening yourself up instead of closing yourself down. It's about dropping the fear and embracing the love. It's about working through trauma and letting go. Because in order for you to receive what is for you, you must first come to a place of wholeness within yourself and possibility. For you cannot have wholeness and possibility with another until you have it within you. And so, once you reach a state of healing, you need to be receptive, so that the universe can bring you your soulmate. I did say this was going to be a long reading today, so I hope that you have the time. You may wish to, at some point, pause the reading and come back and watch it later. So I do apologize. Usually I don't do long readings, but today we are doing one. I just felt called to do it. Now, when you do start to actually create your experience, my darlings, when you actually start to be in alignment, because this is a very important word for you, my sweets, because being in alignment is being receptive. Being in alignment is so that the universe can pass in a straight line that which is for you, that which is in your soul plan, that which is in your growth and your best interest. Because when you're in alignment with yourself, all good things come your way, and they come through to you with synchronicity. You will start to look for the patterns and the signs and symbols from your higher self and spirit, because you realize that it's not just a third dimensional space in which you reside, that you are a light being, you are a multidimensional being having a temporary human experience, and that there is more of you spread across the universe than just this little human being. And that as a creator being, you have the power to shape your reality. And as you start to embrace those very facts about yourself, as you become receptive, as you start to work in alignment with the universe, you will start to see synchronicities. Now, you can't make these cards up. These cards came out flying out of the deck from Spirit this morning, and this is a very important message for you to receive today. And I think they're asking you to have faith, because Cupid, you know, when you are surrounded by love and you are in love with yourself, you are in love with creation, you are sharing in that love with Prime Creator, that is Prime Creator, because Prime Creator is pure love and bliss and power and creation in its most purest form. When you start to embrace those higher vibrations, you are receptive to Cupid. Love is in the air when Cupid is around, and if you've got love in your air all around you, then you're going to be like a Honeybee is to nectar, my sweethearts. These men or women are gonna feel you, like you're gonna be like a great attractor. You're just gonna start to see people coming towards your light, and there will be one among them who stands out above the rest, your soulmate. And no matter when you meet your soulmate, it's really weird because you can't stop thinking about them. They become almost like an obsessive thought. And you think, I shouldn't feel like this so early on in this situation. I mean, like I've only just met them or I've only been on one date, and why can't I get them out of my head? And why am I playing scenarios as to what we could do together and who? And you know, it can be quite a scary thing, which is why being in alignment and getting over your fears and working through your shadows is so important. Because when we meet our soulmate, they can trigger those unhealed wounds within us about being afraid of love, about being afraid of commitment, about being afraid to take that leap of faith. Because that's what when you meet that person, that is what you have to do, is you have to open yourself up. Your heart needs to be fertile in order to plant that seed with your soulmate, for it to grow and to be nurtured. And if you have wounds within your heart, that means that you are not ready to plant that seed in that fertile soil. Why? Because you haven't done the work on yourself enough yet. And so things could stall, or you might meet your soulmate again later in life, but they will come back around, because when it's a divine union and it's a divine counterpart or a twin flame, this often happens where you have a coming together, then you separate, you live your life and have your karmic relationships and you do the work on yourselves, and then God will always make sure, and the guides and the angels, that you come back together again. It's uncanny, but it works. Now, this doesn't mean marriage, that you're going to get married, but I was just talking about divine counterparts, and here we are. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts, a blending together. So it's not necessarily that you are going to get married, but it is a union of souls. At a soul level, you are already in union because you are divine counterparts. You are two parts of a whole. And you balance each other out. What one has, the other is lacking. But when you come together, you become a divine union of deep love, passion, teamwork. And the way that your souls will mold together is like a perfect fit. They are unions that people dream of having. But when you are faced with it, it can be terrifying, because it is like the person looks within you and looks beyond the armor and looks beyond the wounding and looks beyond the pain to the very essence of who you are. And it can be you can feel naked and vulnerable. And people don't like feeling vulnerable. But if you really want your soulmate, and if you really feel the way that you feel, you have to admit those feelings, because you cannot fight them. To fight them is going to mean that you're going to induce karma into your life. Why? Because if you aren't ready for the gift of your divine union, God will go, right, okay, well, you need more karmic lessons then to finish learning before you are ready to be with the one that I have gifted to you. God didn't leave any of his children without a soulmate. Everyone has one. In fact, you have a soul group. So you have a group of souls that are all your mates, but there's always one specific one that is your divine counterpart. And it's like Adam and Eve, the story. But when God creates souls, he always creates two perfect pair together so that they're not alone. And I think that's just such a lovely thing to do, isn't it? And you're being asked at this time for affection. Like, what are you doing? Have you Come on, have you dropped the ball? Have you actually, right, started this something, got freaked out by your soulmate connection, and I do not know what's going on outside my window. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's a cat or a child. Sorry about that. Anyway, have you fumbled the ball? Have you actually started something with someone and then you thought, oh yeah, this is all right, I'll just see where it goes, and we'll just, yeah, just nice and casual, but then dropped off. Maybe your soulmate has actually like challenged you and said, what are you doing? I'm not sticking around for this. Like, they call out your damage. Why? Because the soulmate is ready. The divine counterpart knows their worth because they've done the work, they've done the shadow work, they've done all of that. So they're like, hang on a minute, I'm not sticking for this kind of behavior, and called you out. Have you run into retreat and into fear? Is it fear that stopped you? Is it external circumstances? Is it your fear of communication? Do you not want to open up to this person yet? Are you trying to take it so slow that they're going to walk away? Because they will. There are many reasons why a soulmate connection just goes a bit ditzy, right? But what you're being asked is to heal yourself and step up. What you're being asked is to open yourself up to true happiness, love, passion. But you need a true foundation. And affection is part of that foundation. People cannot live on, at the moment, they can't survive on fresh air. And if there's just silence and nothing's going on, if you're not actually feeding the fire, if you're not stoking the spark that God gave you, it's going to die out. You have to fan the flames and you have to invest. And if you're not investing in yourself, how can you invest in another person? Are you expecting for them to just pick up the slack until you feel like you want to carry on and get, and you're ready? Because the universe is not going to wait around. And if you suddenly withdraw your energy, then you're not being receptive. And the universe is going to echo back that emptiness. And the person will do the same. They will withdraw their energy from you. They will stop messaging you regularly. They will match your energy. They will read it. So receptivity, being open to it in alignment with the universe, seeing the synchronicities, because you will have them. Spirits want you to be together, so they will line up coincidences and synchronicities, and it will be like you'll be hearing music and thinking of them, having dreams about them, can't stop thinking about them while you're at work, wondering how to come back to them, putting in scenarios, getting in your own headspace, panicking that you've dropped the ball and they're going. Rather than fanning about with all of that, that's fear. You need to get out your own head and into your heart, because that's where affection comes from. That's where the love that you share with your soulmate is. Your heart space, because that's the seat of your soul. It's also the seat of your connection to the divine. And this is why listening to your heart more than your head is really important. People want faithfulness, right? Even before you've committed locked it down, as they say on Love Island, before you lock it down, they want to see that you can be faithful to them in your communication, in your effort, in your passion, in your purpose towards them. If you're coming in with like hardly any effort, hardly any communication, do you really think that person's going to just sort of like stick around picking the fluff out their navel waiting for you to get off your ass? Goodness no. There are more people in the world, and God always lines up spares. If you haven't got the time for your divine counterpart, someone else will. So it's all about choices. You know, you can pause before you choose, my darlings. You can pause. But that person's not going to stand there with their hand out going, come on in, I'm waiting. I'll just stand here with my hand in my heart, you know, like offering it to you, offering you me, offering my time, offering my passion, offering my dedication, offering my faithfulness and affection to you when you're not giving it back. You need to make your choice, start showing faithfulness and affection and winning that bond back. The fire hasn't gone out, but if it's not if you're not fanning the flames, if you're not receptive, if you're not in alignment, and if you're not paying attention, this destiny that is yours, and this is yours already. If you've not met the soulmate yet, you will do. Okay? It is on the cards. Like literally. But it is all about timing. Now, sometimes if people aren't ready, God will actually keep two souls apart. And they have to work on themselves. And it was just the timing was off when it started. The thing is, though, it is all about divine timing, but it's also about making sure that you're in alignment during that time. Making sure that you're not letting that person get away. You may have to work on yourself, but you can open up your mouth and talk to that person, get out your own headspace, write a message from your heart, explain yourself and why you've backed off, explain what's going on in your life, and then just say to them, I really like you, I just need some time, I just need some space, I just need to sort these things out first, but don't forget about me, like I haven't forgotten about you, right? Get yourself in alignment for this destiny, but know that you have to be able to show affection and faithfulness, make your good choices and do it in good timing, divine timing. Don't try, if you're the one that's waiting, do not force it. You cannot force timing. And as a divine woman, an awakened woman that I am, I know my worth, and I know that it's not for me to go running around after a man and filling in all of the effort that he's not doing. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt 1,000 times, don't need it anymore, thank you very much. I know my worth. I'll work on myself. I am going to go and make my life even better without you. If at some point you're ready, great. But I ain't waiting for you, and I have other offers. Men need to know that there are other offers and that you aren't just there waiting for them to pull the finger out their ass. And, you know, go on other dates. They may be for you, but if they're not acting like it, why should you make any allowances? I wouldn't. I don't. I'm carrying on with everything I'm doing. Thank you very much. That's what you need to say. But it is about divine timing. And if you are as potty about them as they, you know, they are you, yeah, dating other people is going to be like near on impossible. If that's the case, just back off, withdraw your energy from the situation, stop thinking about them, stop interacting with them, let them get on with it. You do you, boo. Because it is about understanding. And happy couples understand each other. You know, like even like mates, right? When people actually withdraw their energy and they shut up and they don't, whenever you reach out to them, all you get is dead air and silence, or you don't have your questions answered and they just give you some platitude. It kind of shuts you down. It shuts your heart down. It shuts your energy down, and you're just like, what am I doing? You clearly aren't receptive. You are not receptive. And the universe goes, well, you know, like this energy is not doing you any good. And so you start to withdraw. Because without understanding, even at the start of something, if you cannot be honest with yourself, you cannot be honest with another person. And if you cannot open your mouth and communicate like an adult, and if you've got like boy energy from a bloke, you know, like a wounded child energy, where they just think, oh, I'm just going to clam up, I'm not going to say anything, like, or like they see you as being aggressive or critical when really you're just trying to get clarity, then you need to withdraw, because you will never have understanding with that person until they open up, until they're ready to come into alignment and be receptive, and that the universe is saying, right, now's the time, let's go. But they will return. Someone from your past may return. So if your new love interest, your soulmate, has disappeared for a bit and gone silent, they are going to return, and they're going to return soon, and they're going to return with an offer. But they may be a bit nervous about this, because it's whether you are going to be receptive this time. It's like the tables have turned, because originally you were receptive. So they may be like, are they going to actually accept me back after all my ridiculousness? But it's a soulmate connection, a divine connection. It's a divine union. You will, if you're honest, and you know, you will get understanding with honesty. If you can step forward with like a genuine energy of affection, faithfulness, give understanding. Communication is key to understanding. Happy couples understand each other. If you want to become a happy couple, you need to open your mouth and speak up about what's going on in your heart, what's going on in your life, why you've been behaving the way you have, and bearing your emotions and saying, I felt this, I felt that, I felt I was vulnerable, and it freaked me out, and I just needed time, and I'm so sorry I put you through that and treated you like an arsehole. Do you know, it's just like having the courage, because again, it's all about fear, and God exposes us to vulnerability to filter out and to get rid of fear. Yeah, it's scary being vulnerable with a person, because, you know, once you open yourself up, they could crush you like a can. But that's the thing. You cannot have genuine love, genuine commitment, genuine passion, genuine bond with someone on a deep level if you are not prepared to be brave. And once more, into the breach, dear friends, I go, and I am in such a level-headed, open, loving space within myself. I know I was single. I actually been single for years. Do you know what? I am great without you. I don't need you. I want you. I want to be with you, but I don't need you. Okay? You should never need someone to complete you, because you're already a complete divine goddess or god. You know? All you need is your counterpart, someone to share your life with, someone to walk the path with, someone to grow with into a beautiful, more better version of you, and they them, because you challenge each other in such a way that you create this beautiful union. And that's the soul, that's a divine counterpart union, and that's how they're supposed to work. But they also show us the parts of ourselves that need healing. But you have to be able to step forward and take responsibility, accountability for your actions. If you're the one that was not receptive, if you're the one that shut down, you need to step up to the plate and start treating this person with the respect, dignity, love, and honor that they deserve. And they do deserve it. Anyone deserves to be treated with that level of openness and honesty and respect. And you should be treating yourself with it. So if you haven't yet given yourself the honesty and the self-appraisal that you need to have a kick up the bum and get your life in order and take accountability and seize the day and take the man or woman that is for you, this is the time to do that. Because the moon's coming into your reading here, and the moon is all about emotions. It's in the upright position, so it's going within. It's the divine saying, we are trying to guide you to your loved one. We have been putting signs and synchronicities and trying to get you receptive and in alignment, because we want you to be with this person. This is your person. This is the one you're supposed to be with. And you'll have psychic insights. You'll have like your guides talking to you and the angels trying to steer in the direction of your loved one. And you will have dreams about them. You will have thoughts about them. You will feel a pull to them that's inexplicable. And it'll be events behind the scenes that you're not telling your partner about, that you need to come forward with. Whether this is because you're going through a karmic few lessons right now and need the time and space, great. You need time and space, you take it, but you take it not by ghosting the other person and hardly speaking to them. You take it by opening your mouth and saying, I'm taking time for myself. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm going to let you know what's going on so that you can live in peace with the decision that I've made. Because I'm giving you the peace of mind rather than leaving you sat there thinking, well, why has that person stopped talking to me? One minute we were doing this and the next minute they've gone. You shouldn't be going through these trials and tribulations and making your life more of a karmic mess because you're just carrying on with behaviors that in the past didn't serve you. You had karmic lessons for these particular behaviors and you're still doing them, if that is you. So you need to heal yourself. You need to stop with it. Stop this behavior. And if you need time to get through that, great. But don't disrespect the other person, because you will lose your soulmate. And then once that divine counterpart walks away, they never come back. And the reason being is because they have self-respect, self-love, dignity, and also a very good catch, which means that God will send them another soulmate from their group that will give those things. It won't be the divine counterpart, but it will be another soulmate from their group who will give them the lessons and the love that they had intended to have from you. And you will have a karmic life where you will not have your divine counterpart in it because you're not ready. So do the work. It's that simple, and you will reap the rewards. Release fears that hold you back. Now is the time, my darlings. Don't wait another life. Don't waste your opportunity with this soulmate. If they're not here yet, they're coming. So this is the time to ready yourself by releasing fears, working on that self-love, because self-love is so important. Have your life in order. Have your life making sense for you. Be happy with yourself. Be happy with your life. And then you will meet that one. And if you've met them already and you're going through some difficult times and you're not communicating, remember, you need affection and faithfulness at all times, even if you need space. You need to be communicating the fact that you need to make choices. And if you haven't made the choice and you've left that person waiting too long, now's the time that you have to make it. Divine timing is always important and it will come into pass, but remember, don't force connections. Happy couples come from understanding communication. I keep saying it to people. If you want a really good relationship, a solid foundation, communication, honesty, and trust. That's the foundation. Those 3 pillars: communication, honesty, and trust. Without them, your castle, if it's built on lust, lies, inconsistency, it will crumble and it will be a mess. And that will be on you. So do the work, because your partner, your person has a desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual, because your soulmate is going to want spiritual and emotional growth. They are on their journey. They have got to a point in their life where they are awakened and they are in alignment. And if you aren't going to step up and offer them the foundations of a good open relationship, because they have an open heart, they have receptivity, the universe said, you're in alignment, I'm going to bring this person to you. So All these cups are people, possibilities, choices, and your divine counterpart knows that they have them. And they will go in the search for something more meaningful if you cannot step up to the plate and give them the meaning that they need from you. I do feel, though, that you will, because this is a soulmate connection, because the Two of Water is the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups is soulmate connection. It's a divine union. It's a union of opposites between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So I feel like this is a two-pronged card, because it is going to be about the union within yourselves. And I feel like these are water signs, because we have water, so Cancer, Scorpio, what's the other water sign? I cannot think of the other water sign. Pisces. So it could be that energy for this reading, because water signs are very emotional, but they also, like Cancers, have a very hard exterior. They keep themselves protected, but Cancers are very soft under the surface and very deep. So it could be that, you are getting lost in the sea of your own emotions. However, this is soulmate union, and a relationship that continues to grow closer is coming. Because if you return and you come with honesty and you come with understanding and you explain your choices and you actually are open with that person, then you're going to receive forgiveness, because this is your divine counterpart. They're a loving being. They are just wanting communication from you. That is it. And a positive resolution to the conflict that you have had with this person, because I do feel like maybe, there is something that has come between you and this person. Space, lack of communication, divine timing was off. Whether you weren't receptive and ready when you met them. But, as I said, the reason that this is going to be happening for you is because of receptivity. Remember what I said at the beginning of this reading about being open and ready to receive whatever loving situations and people that the universe has for you. Be open to receiving all manner of abundance. Be open to receiving your divine future. Your planned counterpart is coming, or is already here. And I think that when this person steps to you, if they are coming back, they're coming back soon, and they're coming back with an offer, and it will be justice, because you will make fair and just decisions. And I think that, you need to do what's best for you. If you feel like that person's not coming at you in the right way, when you feel their intuition, when they're talking to you, step up and challenge it. Don't keep your truth to yourself. Always communicate your feelings. Always have boundaries. And I think when you move forward with this person, having boundaries is going to be very important, and reinforcing them and making sure that that person knows, I will not tolerate this again. I will not tolerate, XYZ if they've done stuff. You know what I mean? Stand up for your beliefs. Stand up for what you want from this relationship with this person, because it is about a union. So you matter just as much as the other person, and making allowances, sometimes we should, but there are times when you don't. There are times when you go, if you do that again, I'm off. If you step over that boundary and disrespect me, then I'm just going to withdraw my energy and leave. And I send you love, but I'm gone. I don't need that. You need the scales in balance, and that justice is all about the scales, weighing everything up, making sure that you are in the right space. And I would warn you against this, because Archangel Jophiel comes in with ego, and he sees wearing a mask. But the angel is saying, you can't wear masks in this relationship. You've got to take them off. If you want someone to love you for you, then that person needs to see you, not some societal expectation and norm that you've come to adopt. Like, if you're the divine masculine, like control, having to be in control, having to play games, having to, like, you know, keep your energy in such a way because you're the man. That's not going to work. You're a soul with emotions and deep feelings and expectations, and you need to open up. So does the woman and divine counterpart. She comes forward in an open state with a softness and receptivity. So you will need to be receptive too. If you don't match her energy, she will leave. And the ego doesn't match that energy. Ego does not match love, that openness, that vulnerability. The ego hates vulnerability. The ego is a construct that is designed to protect you from vulnerability, and you can't come to a vulnerable place if you let your ego get in the way. It's a false sense of entrapment. So you're not being entrapped in a divine union. It's a teamwork. It's a meeting of souls and equal ground. It is opening yourself up to growing something and planting seed in a fertile heart, you know? And if you start to feel like I've got to wear masks because I feel like I'm getting trapped in a situation, or there's all these other people involved, and I've got my ego screaming that I've got to look like a certain way to this person, look like. If you're going to start playing games like that with yourself and other people, well, and being overly focused on material things. You know, as a divine masculine, men get very overly focused. I mean, women do too, but mostly men, because they feel like they have to be the providers. And it's not about money. It's not about status. It's not about cars. It's not about things. It's about honesty, dignity, respect, vulnerability, love, communication. That's what women look for, not what you got. And, you know, if you're in your own head, which when you have the ego loves that, that's where the ego sits, right? The ego likes to get your creator self focused on its thoughts, its emotions, its fear-based negative chat, right? That's all that the ego does, is this negative drama in your brain, right? It will just keep feeding you shit, and it's and keeping you in a lower vibrational state of fear, anxiety, overthinking, and you will not be able to pursue your divine counterpart, because the ego will die. Once you meet your divine counterpart, the ego dies death, because you both move into a loving union so perfect and powerful that the ego can no longer survive. Not the way it was, because it can't keep you apart from anyone anymore. It can't keep you in that space, because you become secure, loved in the perfect way, in a union that is so deep and powerful that the ego can't stand up to it. So the ego is going to do all it can to keep you apart from this person. So stop playing games with it. Say, I know what you are, and I'm not going to listen to you. You're an annoying little gnat, and I'm just going to go, bye. I'm the one in control. I'm the creator being. I'm the loving force of the divine behind my creation of this life, and I choose this person. I choose responsibility. I choose my accountability, and I choose what God gave me. Blue moon, I saw you standing alone, without a care in your heart, without a love of your own. Yeah. Stop doing the blue moon, because that's what you're doing at the minute. You're like, oh no, I'm going to be on my own for the rest of my life, and it's going to be horrible, and I don't deserve that person, and I've been an idiot, and I don't know how to step to that person, and my life's shit in the minute, and I'm going through karmic lessons, and I really haven't got the time or the space in my headspace, and like my mind. Sorry about that, the camera just literally died on me. So we were talking about blue moon. So, the Blue Moon card is asking you to believe in the impossible. And I think, you know, it's really important that we do, because we have to be receptive. In order to be receptive, right? I'm going to get these cards up again. In order for you to be receptive to what is for you, and to be in alignment with the universe, and to start seeing synchronicities, and for you to be hit by Cupid's bow, where Cupid plants the seed of love in your heart, to come into alignment with your divine union, your soul, your soulmate, sorry, your divine counterpart. You have to believe in the impossible. You know, you have to open yourself up, stop, all of the negativity and thinking that, no, I'm not worthy. You're not worthy. We're not worthy. When that was Wayne's World, wasn't it? You've got to stop doing that. We're scum. We suck. You do not. You are great. And you should believe in the impossible. You're worthy of all the love. And also believe that that person is going to take you back. Believe that if you're honest and loving and come forward with the truth, and it has to be the truth with a capital T, okay? You cannot BS your soulmate. Why? Because your soulmate can read your soul. You're energetically connected. They can get your vibrations from the other side of the world, because we are all one and we are all connected. But they will read you, and they will know if you come to them with anything less than truth. Just remember, affection, faithfulness, divine timing matters. Understanding you need to bring that to your divine counterpart relationship, and that if you are the one waiting, they are soon to return with an offer of love and the truth. But be careful to make sure that you adjust to yourself as well as the other person. Don't accept crap. Be aware of ego, but know that this is divine counterpart union. This has been your message today, my darlings. I hope that this finds you well. I've loved this message today. It's a wonderful message. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful week, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.